Okay, now we are presenting our product, which is the library management system. It is for our programming principal courses. And down there we have our group member, which is me, Weijun, and Wenxun, the Keith, and Kaoyun, and Hongqi. Now I will pass the next content to the Wenxun.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Wing Sun. So the objective of this project is to automate common library processes, demonstrate programming proficiency, enhance user experience, data preservation, and generate useful reports. Okay, then for the key features that we are implementing in this system is book entry management, member registration module, book lending process, book return process, graphical user interface, which is also known as GUI, and also report generation. Okay, for the system structure overview, there's total of 3 parts, which is file handling, core functions, and main menu, as you can see. For file handling, there will be 3 text files created, books files, members files, and also lending files. And for core functions, there are also a total of 7 functions, which is add new book, lend book, return book, register member, login, display books, display member information. That's all for me, and I'll pass it to Hongqi.
Hi everyone, I'm Hongqi. So for the file handling parts, I'm taking one of it for an example. So like for this variable, store the paths to the text file used to store books, members, and lending information. So it reads data from a specific file and splitting each line with a delimiter. And store the resulting list in a list called data. Then next function writes the data list to the specified file, joining each sublist into a string separated by the delimiter. So for next, we will have the core function, and I'm taking the add new book as my example. So for this function adds a new book, so it adds a new book to the library as known as the books.text. And after verifying that the book ID is unique, it will be added to the library. So this is our flowchart. So when we start the program, we will read the data files, like those files handling stuff, then it will be displayed. So user can prompt to choose what functions they want and go to the choice respectively. So when they choose one, they prompt to enter the book ID. And if the book ID is true, it will continues to enter the title, enter the author, then it will add to the data structure. So when the ID was false, so the user have to input it again. So next slide, please. Okay, so now we will pass to Beijing. Oh no, it's Vincent.
Yeah, thanks, Hongqi. So, in the registering a new member, user will need to enter number 5 in order to register a new member, either for him or herself, or for other people. After that, the system will need user to enter their personal ID number into the number ID section, followed by the name and contact number, sorry. After everything is filled up, the system will print a message to tell user that they have successfully registered themselves as a member of the library. And I'll pass it to the next person.
Okay, thank you, Vincent. So for the login to the system, there's a simple video that shows how it works. So for every successful registered member, when you press 6 on the code, it will ask you to log in with your respected ID. And once you do, if you are an already existing member, it will show you that it'll show that your login is successful. Like it popped up a message, welcome KNH, which is me. And it proves that the register member and login are actually working together. So for the next slide, I'll pass to Kyelyun for the new book.
All right, so when you're adding a new book, you have to enter a choice first. So right, after enter a choice, you have to enter your book ID and then the book title. And also the book author. And after that, it will display that you added the book to the inventory. Now I'll pass it to Hongqi.
So for landing a book, you have to choose the second choice. So then you have to enter the book ID to land the book. So if the book ID you input is true, then you will prompt to the next step, which is enter your member ID. And then you will be and input the landing date. After inputting the landing date, it will shows that the book ID 3 has land to the member. Then the book status will be updated in the book inventory. So for returning a book, you have to choose the third choice. And after that, you have to enter the book ID, which you have to land. So it will check if the book has been land or not. If it's true, you will go to the next step, which you have to enter the return date. After entering the return date, it will print that the message, the book ID 3 has been returned successfully. So next, I will pass to Wei Jun.
Okay, all right. And now this is our example for displaying the member information. And as you can see, and I already put a file example for there. So the operator can see the people who already registered their detail, which is names and the contact details. And next slide. And this one is the example of displaying the book information. Our information, our example had 6 books. Also, they are all for the Harry Potter ones. Next one.
All right, so in programming projects, each team member is assigned specific tasks to tackle. However, when individuals stray beyond their designated responsibilities, they can easily lose focus. To counteract this, teams often appoint a lead developer or project leader tasked to integrate everyone's contribution and refining the final product. This centralized oversight ensures that despite the diversification of tasks, the project remains cohesive and meets its objective efficiently. Next slide. And additionally, we have implemented a login system, which is not related to the question, to evaluate user experience and enforce measures to prevent repetitive use of IDs, ensuring data integrity and system reliability. Next slide. Right, so error handling. So the system handles potential error in several ways, including input validation, error messages, and conditional checks. For an example, the book ID must be unique. So a user need to check if the book ID exists before proceeding with the landing process. Same as for return process. Users also need to check if the book ID exists and if it's currently lent out before proceeding with the return process. Next slide. Right, so this software interface is designed with a clear menu system that guides users through each step, providing clear instructions on what information to input next. And this approach ensures users can navigate tasks effortlessly and understand their progress within the system.
Okay, so I'll take it from here. Now, this is our strength, limitations, and our possible areas of improvement for our system. First, let's look at the strengths. Our system has a modular design. The code is organized into separate functions, making it easy to maintain and extend. This modularity allows for better code management and scalability. Next, we have effective data management. The system efficiently handles book, member, and lending data, ensuring smooth operations and data integrity. This means our data is consistent and reliable. Following that, we have automated status update. The system automatically updates the status of books upon lending and returning, ensuring accurate tracking. This reduces the risk of human error and keeps up with our inventory up to date. Now, for the limitations, we have scalability first. Our current file-based data storage may not scale well with large amount of records. As the library grows, a more robust or a more significant database solution may be needed to handle a bigger volume. And the next, for feature completeness, while the core functionalities are well implemented, some advanced features such as automated reminders and detailed analytics are not yet implemented. These features could enhance overall functionality and user experience. Moving on to the areas of improvement, there are several areas of improvement. And the first, we have to focus on feature expansion. Developing and integrating advanced features like automated reminders for book lending and returns and personalized member recommendations will add significant value to the system. And finally, we have error handling. Error handling is crucial. Providing more detailed feedback and logging for troubleshooting will make the system more robust and easier to maintain. Now I'll pass to Wei Jun for the future enhancement.
Okay, and this is our future enhancement which we can do in future for improve the system function. And the first, we can improve the system by providing more details. Like we can set a return date for the members, or we can add more books and then use category to classify them. After that, we can also create a checking date system for members, and the member can check which book have that length and when is the due date. Furthermore, we can add notification system to notify member about the due date, prevent the member for late return. Because if the member have the late return problem, we may have the publishment. So lastly, we can provide the self-service books borrowing system, and this system for member can lend and return the book by themselves. And I will pass to the Keith for the conclusion.
Thank you, Wei Jun. So we've spoken about multiple things in this presentation. So in conclusion, our library management system offers a comprehensive solution for managing library resources. We have successfully implemented key functionalities such as adding books, registering members, lending and returning books, and displaying inventory and member information. Okay, so thank you for your attention. Okay, we will be happy to answer any questions you may have about our project.